Speaking of, well, this isn't even a thing on Netflix. Well, so I should say Landman isn't a thing on Netflix. Speaking of movies with people who wear hats, there are cowboys in this movie, so
Yeah.
there's our tangential connection.
There we go. Yes. Night at the Museum. Yeah.
Yep, the Ben Stiller classic, and it really just. I said this when we watched Tropic Thunder, that as much as people even at the time hated on Ben Stiller, the man like owned the comedy box office for a while there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the 2000s were really his decade there. Yeah.
Um, and this, yeah, I really was a second watching of, actually probably a third or fourth watching of it, but it's been many years.
Mm.
But this used to be like a favorite of the family.
Yeah.
Um,
My first viewing of it, actually.
I was really reminded just how much it's like Jumanji,
Yeah.
even down to having Robin Williams in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Arcos, I agree. Yeah. We miss Robin Williams.
yeah, Eh, the thing about Robin Williams is that he kind of had a reputation for being a very foul-mouthed, rapid-fire comedian,
Mhm.
but he was also very good at just pulling at the heartstrings a bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dead Poet Society, even in this movie, which is a very silly movie most of it, or for most of it, but it's still he was still able to bring the feelings when he needed to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess for a man who suffered from depression, being able to pull out a melancholic feel to his characters would have been very easy,
Yeah.
or at
Mm.
least familiar. So,
Yeah.
uh, in case you're not familiar with this movie, overall premise is that Ben Stiller plays Larry Daly, a completely failed, well, anything he's tried really.
Mm.
And in order to not lose his apartment and be able to keep visiting the son who's living with his divorced wife, he ends up getting a night job at the Natural History Museum. And what he finds is that every night, because of this magic tablet that's in the Egyptology wing, everything in the museum comes to life.
Yes, and of course he's given a very like uh, old instruction manual from the other three guards who work at the museum, or these old guys. You got one's played by Dick Van Dyke. You got another one played by Mickey Rooney, and then the third one is he's played by Bill Cobb, who's God, he was in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, him I'm not as familiar with.
Yeah.
He was in Demolition Man. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. He was the old cop who was a friend of Stallone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And he is the only one of them who appears to still be alive, considering he was starting something that came out in 2025.
I think Dick Van Dyke's still alive.
Oh my God, you're right. He's like 100, but
Yeah, he just turned 100. Yeah.
I remember being really startled when I found out he was still alive.
Yeah.
So never mind. I just forgotten.
That's all right.
Logically, I assumed.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah.
now of course, this is one of those kids movie concepts where you could go total grognard with it and start questioning things like, well, what if I had a Spider-Man action figure in my pocket when I walked into the museum? Would it come to life, or was it only historical things?
Mm. Yeah.
Uh, why do if there are this hostile group of, like, one of the exhibits is a miniature group of Amazonian tribespeople who are just extremely hostile, and so he has to lock them up every night. Well, if they're so hostile, if when the door was left open, why did they go back to their spots when the day was ending or when the night was ending?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, why would the Egyptians make such a thing?
Yeah. Well, in the words of Critical Drinker, don't know.
Don't know. This is one of those cases where sometimes it's okay to pick and pick and pick and pick. this is a case where it's like, okay, we can just shut up and enjoy the movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I would say there isn't necessarily a huge driving plot to this thing. It's mostly an excuse to pair Ben Stiller up with a variety of crazy creatures and people and see how he interacts with them.
yes, yeah. Everyone from Teddy Roosevelt, who was played by Robin Williams. You also got you also got Sacagawea there. Of course, he can never pronounce her name right. Uh,
Funny thing is, I had a teacher once who was very clear once that you would actually pronounce her name Sacagawea,
uh,
but which that adds an extra layer of humor to me because everybody's being so insistent about a wrong pronunciation.
yeah. um, yeah, and then yeah. So well, and then you also had the whole Attila the Hun thing there. And then you also have uh, Owen Wilson in there because I mean, if you have a movie with Ben Stiller, you got to have Owen Wilson in there.
It's in the
Yeah.
contract, yeah. He's a
Yeah.
miniature cowboy who's in a constant fight with the miniature Romans.
Yes, and the miniature Romans, led by Octavius, played by Steve Coogan, who's been in a lot of different stuff. Um, and yeah, it's just yeah, it's a it's a silly fun time. Although there is a there are antagonists. I don't want to spoil it too much, even though I mean this movie's 20 years old. I'm sure everybody's probably seen it. Uh,
Right? But I would put this in the category of it is worth a watch, especially if you just want something that's kind of not challenging and just kind of makes you feel happy at the end of it.
yeah, yeah. And of course, Ben Stiller is just Ben Stiller. It is Ben Stilleriest.
Right. You either like it or you don't.
Yeah. Although I thought it was funny at the beginning of the movie when he's at the job placement, looking for, the whatever with HR or whatever, and the woman that he's interviewing with is was actually played by his mother, Ann Mira.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they like did any improvising in that scene.
Very possible.
Yeah.
Um, let's see here. I would say like the only member of the cast who really didn't do anything for me, but that's not unfair because he never does anything for me. Um, I feel like Ricky Gervais, it was the first in a 1-2 punch against comedy that the UK launched against America, along with what's his name, who got a late night show.
Oh, James Corden.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like Ricky Gervais gets away with it because he created The Office, which people seem to like for some reason.
Uh, I never watched I never really watched much of his version of The Office, but I did enjoy the American version for a few years.
It just wasn't for me, but that's
Yeah.
okay. I was more of a Parks and Rec kind of guy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But anyways, I stand by it. Ricky Gervais is just like not funny to me. And this
Yeah.
movie, like all of his scenes just really emphasized that to me over and over again.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could see why you that would, yeah, because there was something about like the way his delivery with it was kind of like okay, where are you going with this, man? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say like that's the only character who didn't at least like make me smirk a couple of times.
Mm.
Um, the other nitpick I have in this one is that like so there was like a few lines of dialogue from Robin Williams as Teddy Roosevelt that, to my mind, really undermined the flimsy rules we had for it. Because it's like at the same time, he was aware that he was a mannequin made, or not, excuse me, he was a wax figure made in Ohio. But he
Yeah.
also larped. He also like thought of himself as the president, but he knew he was a fraud. But nobody else seems to have this issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if he's a fraud, then Sacagawea is a fraud, and Attila
Yeah.
the Hun is a fraud. But why is he the only one who knows thinks about that he's a fraud, or cares that he's a fraud?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I could see where that would be bothersome. Yeah.
it's one of those things where, of course, I never noticed it as a kid when I was watching this, but
Yeah,
or a young adult when I was watching this, but yeah, and upon further reflection, upon seeing it as an adult with a critical lens, it's like, wait a minute.
yeah. Also, Teddy Roosevelt and Sacagawea ship. I was not seeing that coming.
Yeah, yeah, historical fanfic. That's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Uh, in the sequel, they ship, I believe they ship Ben Stiller uh, with Amelia Earhart, played by what was it, Lois from the Snyderverse,
Oh, Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Okay. There are worse actresses to ship with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah, not a whole lot to say about this one. It's funny. Some of the effects are slightly dated, but not in a egregious way. It's like it's well animated,
Yeah.
just within like the models are within the limitations of the time.
Yeah. Although I would argue that the CGI is really not much different than some of the
Uh,
newer movies that have been coming out
That's
lately.
true. We have regressed a bit. Like that T-Rex skeleton moving around still looked about as good as a lot of things we get today from a motion perspective.
Yeah, yeah. Oof. Yeah, but yeah, no, I have fun with this movie. I may give the sequels a watch as well, because they
Yep.
did two more of these. Yeah,
I forgot they did two more. I know I've seen number two. I don't remember it at all. I don't know if I ever saw number three.
yeah. I think the third one was Robin Williams' last movie.
Mm. And with the way that threequels usually work, that probably tells me that it wasn't very good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, we'll just have to give it a watch, I guess, someday.
Yep.
Yeah, but this is currently on Netflix.
As are the sequels.
Yes, yeah.